So I'm not a huge fan of turkey either. I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I got to get some gravy with it though, because as you said, it is tend to be rather dry. I got to have something to help
Yeah.
wash it down a little bit with. But I'm definitely more a ham than a turkey guy. Man, I need to get my family on that brisket train though.
There you
That's what I
go.
need. We're gonna have a conversation for next year. So. Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Corner. We are your hosts. I'm Andrew, and with me is my good friend, Mr. Dale Baker. And so we're here uh, previewing the Cowboys game coming up. But we want to remind you, make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a comment and a review. That helps us so much more than you even realize. And so, Dale, it's a short week.
Sure.
Thanksgiving Day, Cowboys.
Yeah, I remember the days when it was just the Lions and the Cowboys played on Thanksgiving Day, and now they got three
Yeah,
games and a Black Friday game. I mean, we are getting spoiled with this football. I tell you what.
yeah. Yeah, well, and the NFL loves it because it means more money for them too. So,
That's right. It kind of has ruined Thanksgiving though, if you are a football fan, because you're like, do I hang out with the family or do I watch football? Because you can watch football all day and not really hang out with your family, which I guess maybe helps families come together a little bit.
yeah, if they're a football family, that definitely could. So,
Yes.
it with me, it depends. If I were to sit there and watch football all day, I think my family would be a little upset with me. I don't know about you, but I don't think
Yeah.
they'd like that very much.
No, I don't think. Only me and my son would get away with it. But other than that, no. Yeah, they probably wouldn't like it very much.
Yeah, luckily they'll let me split out or at least go into my own little corner for at least 3 hours to watch the Chiefs game. But hey, the Cowboys are on this day every year. Is semi new to the Chiefs. They have played on Thanksgiving before, but it's been a minute. And
Yeah,
so now we have the 6-5 Chiefs going up against the 5-1 Cowboys. So there's a lot to this game, and so I guess the big question. Let's just start with this: the Cowboys to start their season, they trade away potentially the best player on their team, and Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. And
yeah,
everybody thought that was the wrong decision. They thought, why? What are we doing? And then halfway through the season, right before the trade deadline, they traded for Quinnen Williams from the New York Jets to fill in that middle of the defensive line.
yeah. Jerry Jones was big about stopping the run, and so he got Quinnen Williams, which he can do. But I feel like I would have kept Michael Parsons. I mean, he was like a generational talent
Oh yeah.
and I think he wanted to be a Cowboy. I mean, that was another thing. I think he wanted to be a Cowboy. And so yeah, and then also trading him into the conference was, I thought, a big mistake, bad mistake, because there's a history with Green Bay and Dallas, and so yeah, it was an odd trade, but I think Jerry always loves the spotlight and loved being on the news cycle there, and so yeah, definitely an odd trade, an odd way to start the season for the Cowboys there for them.
Yeah, and Jerry Jones, he might be one of the most, I don't know what the right word is, but I don't know, just one of the worst owners in the NFL, I guess.
There,
So just
yeah,
just not always together with it when it comes to the football side of things. Great businessman though.
oh
Thinking
yeah,
as far as the business side of football goes, he might be also the best in that. So I mean, he is great at generating wealth and income
uh-huh.
for the Dallas Cowboys. Not so good at putting himself as the general manager and trying to bring in players and keep all that in line. So Jerry Jones is getting up there in age, and if he wants to win Super Bowls before his time is up, I would highly suggest to him to hire his own GM and stop trying to be it himself. But let's go ahead and wait till Patrick Mahomes retires, and we'll just see what happens then.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Yeah. I think the last time they won was 95, so 30 years ago. And I think that was the last time the Chiefs played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day was in 95. And so 30 years ago. So there you go.
All right. Well,
So,
Jerry Jones has a lot to say all the time. He is the only owner that I know of that has a weekly standing time with the local radio to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know any other NFL owner that does that.
right. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'd be shocked if Clark Hunt started doing that
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Jerry Jones loves some Jerry Jones.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's for
I
sure.
could listen to Jerry Jones talk all day, though. He does have that southern drawl, and he's just,
Oh
He
yeah,
does think
and you never know what he's going to say because he
never.
will say whatever he's thinking.
Right.
It's kind of like with anything. When you're really young, you can get away with saying about anything. People won't
Yep.
think anything of it. And then once you hit a certain age, you can kind of go back to that and say almost anything.
Right.
And people are like, well, they're just old. They don't
They're
know
just
any
old.
better.
Yeah, they
So
just don't know any better. No filter anymore.
yeah, and that's the era that Jerry Jones has entered himself into at this point.
Yeah, for sure. So the Dallas Cowboys, though, man, they are playing with house money too, just like the Chiefs. I think
Yeah.
with their backs against the wall and the Chiefs' backs against the wall. Still, I mean, I know we just came off the win against the Colts, but the Cowboys came off a big win against the Eagles, a divisional opponent,
Yeah.
and down 21 early, and then they came back to win that game in the regulation. It didn't go in overtime, did it?
No, it didn't. They won it at the
Yeah.
very end. And so, yeah, they came back from 21 points, which tied their franchise record for the largest comeback win in their franchise history. So, Cowboys been around same amount of years that the Chiefs have been, and 21 points is a big deal to come back from. So, and the Eagles, as this isn't an Eagles podcast, but they got a lot of things to figure out themselves too. And I think we've been saying for a while that they got some big questions. The Eagles have potentially the best roster on offense in the league, especially on paper, and they can't seem
Yeah.
to get it together when they need to.
No, and AJ Brown is not helping the cause, and
No.
Saquon Barkley is having a down year. I mean, after his tremendous year last year, having a down year, so he's struggling too. So yeah, and then yeah, just their coach. We all know their coach, and he's one of the guys I can't stand in the NFL.
Well, there you go. So, what is the reason why you can't stand him?
I don't know. I think he feels like he's very cocky and arrogant, and the way he treats the Kansas City Chiefs fans is just not very professional.
Are you talking about the Cowboys coach still, or are you talking about the
Oh
Eagles
no 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 no
coach?
no no! I'm talking about the Eagles. Sorry,
Okay, all
I
right.
know we yeah
Just
the Eagles.
clarifying here. So I thought you were talking
Yeah
about the
yeah.
Cowboys coach, but
Oh
yes,
no, I
I
love the Cowboys coach. I mean Marty's son, Marty Schottenheimer's son, Brian Schottenheimer. He
yeah,
basically grew up in Kansas City.
yeah. I was trying to figure out what the beef was we had with them. So,
No, we
but
got no beef.
yeah, all right. Yeah, I agree with you with that Eagles coach though. That guy, he could he could lose every game the rest of his career, and I wouldn't shed a tear over it. So, uh, but yeah, this Cowboys defense, this is the biggest question mark on the
Mhm.
Cowboys team. So we know their offense can score, which we'll get to in a little bit, but their defense is the biggest question mark because they have the 31st ranked defense as far as points allowed per game. So
Right.
it's not good if you're the Cowboys defense trying to stop somebody.
No, that's not good at all. And so I know their corners have been hurt. I know they got a couple back off injury, and so I know that's going to help them. And then, like you said, the Quinnen Williams trade, and then the Kenny Clark has really come through and played very well as well. And so, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how their defense performs against the Chiefs and what the Chiefs are, how they're going to attack this defense. That's the big point. I mean, Kareem Hunt coming off a career number of carries against the Colts, and so how is
Yeah.
he going to look running, especially on a short week? I mean, there's a lot of questions here because they're not going to hit with the pads. I would not think at all this week, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. Not when you're trying to recover from one game to get ready for another game in 4 days. So, and Kareem Hunt, I'll tell you this. We were talking about this earlier. I thought he was a
Yeah,
lot older than he was. I looked up. He's only 30 years old. Turned 30 in August. I
man,
thought
young
this,
man. It's a
yeah,
young
he's a
man.
young man. I thought he was like 30. I mean, I had him at 35, 1 foot in the grave as far as football terms go. And he just turned 30 this year. So
Yeah,
I mean, he's getting older for a running back in the league, but
right.
he's not too old to play running back by any means. And he proved that this past Sunday by averaging, by getting over 100 yards in the game and carrying the ball over 30 times. So
Yeah,
hats off to him. So here's the question: can Kareem Hunt, if Isaiah Pacheco can't go, which is kind of
yeah.
trending and looking like he might go, but if he can't go, could Kareem Hunt repeat that kind of performance?
Man, I think it'd be hard for a
Yeah.
30-year-old person to do that performance again. But hey, I've seen crazier things. I mean, he could do it. I mean, the offensive line, I think, enjoyed running. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. And so I think they can definitely, I think that's the way that the Chiefs are going to win the rest of the year is ball control and just doing over plays. I mean, I think we ran over 90 plays this past Sunday. and then to the Colts 50 plays. So I mean, like almost doubling them up, running amount of plays. And so yeah, that's going to be good for our defense and going to keep our defense fresh. I mean, and we can't have these 3 and outs. And so yeah, definitely run the ball. So whether it's I don't know if it's Clyde. I don't know if Clyde can get back there and run it or not. But the small number of runs he did have this past Sunday, he did not look that great. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Well,
Kareem Hunt can at least,
yeah.
I think 20 carries, 18 to 20 carries.
I think he could handle that. I think if you're going to try to get him to carry 30 times a game, might be able to do that for one more game, maybe.
Right.
Uh, Man, two more games at the most. After that, you're going to see a drop off.
Yeah.
And nothing against Kareem Hunt. He's played fantastic, but just when you get to be 30 years old, and I know that's not old, but in football terms, that is old, especially for a
Right.
running back who every time he touches the ball is getting hit by guys 2 to 3 times his size, literally. And so
Right.
when you get hit by guys that much bigger than you, repeated performance, it's hard to do that as your body ages. So you just don't bounce back as quickly or as easily once you hit 30 versus when you're, 24, 25.
Right. Yeah. So, and we'll see what they do. They'll bring Elijah Mitchell back up, depending on uh, Pacheco, or if
Yeah,
they'll keep Clyde Edwards-Helaire up there. So it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs end up doing.
right. And so the injury report, they don't really have one yet as we're recording this on Monday, but the injury report that they put out is the NFL told them that they had to give an estimated injury report. So they had a walkthrough today on Monday, and so they didn't really have a full practice by any means, but the estimation for all these players, and again, estimation is the key word because there wasn't really a real practice. But Trey Smith did not practice, and Noah Gray did not practice. Were listed as do not practice. Trey Smith ended up with just a concussion, and I'm not making light of just a concussion by any means, but we just thought it was going to be something uh, season ending potentially based on how he just came down on that shoulder. And so,
Right.
prayers for him and that he'll recover well, as well as for Trey Smith with that ankle injury getting rolled up on. Those are the
Yeah.
only two listed did not participate in that practice. But then we got several other players that were listed on this injury report as well. And so we have Leo Chanel with the knee, Rashee Rice with the hamstring. That's a big one to watch for.
Yeah.
And Xavier Worthy with an ankle, all with limited practice. And then a few other guys. Patrick Mahomes popped up on the injury report with a growing injury. And so, but it's listed that he would have been a full participant if they would have had practice today. And so that's good news for Patrick Mahomes. But uh, Rashee Rice is the big question because
Yeah.
that hamstring, those things, they are hard to heal.
Yeah. The soft tissue, you just never know because you can feel like, oh, it feels good. It feels good. And you go out there and you try to do a cut or you go accelerate and pop or as you strain it again. And so, yeah, definitely something to watch for Rasheed Rice. So, yeah, I'd be wondering how the Chiefs are going to do it because we are, I mean, not that we have to win out, but we got to pretty much went out. So like there's no
Yeah.
games where we can just take off and be like, well, we can let this one go. But I mean, I guess you just got to trust the wide receiver room and say, hey, the next guy up. And I think like it'll be huge. That Thornton played so much early on the season. So Pat and him have a relationship. So it's Rasheed does go down. You kind of just move over Xavier Worthy to that spot, and then you got Hollywood Brown that's been healthy and kind of been quiet here lately, and so maybe he'll pop up, and so yeah, definitely. I think if Rasheed Rice does have to sit, I don't think it'd be the worst thing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Not by any means. But I say all that to say this too. What do we expect from this Chiefs in such a short turnaround? Do we expect them to be able to move the ball at ease? I know that the Dallas defense gives up a lot of points, but
Yeah.
do we expect them to be able to move at ease, kind of like they did against the Colts? Or are we expecting a little bit of a letback because it's such a short turnaround?
Yeah, I think we move it. I think, last year, I remember very vividly that 10 days where we played like 3 games,
Yeah,
and it was just like, hey, we took care of business. And I think they know, like, hey, we're going to get 10 days off here. We don't play till next Sunday night, December 7th. And so if we can leave it all out on the field this game, we know we're going to have a long break. with our families, and we'll be able to rest and recover. So I do think they kind of they have that mindset. Even that last year, just be able to go through that gauntlet of a schedule real quick like that, and then to be like, okay, yeah, we can do this. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the plus side is the Cowboys are coming off the same short week that the Chiefs are. And they even had the later game window, which I don't know if 3 hours makes that big of a difference, but it's at least a slight difference, if nothing
Yeah,
else. So the Chiefs might have a slight advantage, if any, but
right.
same short week for the Cowboys as well.
Yeah, it might be a wash with the travel because we have to go down
Yeah,
there. Uh,
yeah.
But I think the good news is I think I'd be a little more nervous if it was a divisional opponent. But since it's a NFC opponent that we don't face that often, we can probably do a lot of things that a lot. I mean, they're gonna have to do a lot of film study on the Chiefs, and we're gonna have to do a lot on the Cowboys because we're just not used to playing them week in and week out. And so, yeah, I can't remember the last time we played them. Was Patrick even a Chief?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We played them, if not last year, the year before.
Okay,
So they came to Arrowhead within the last 2 years, maybe 3 years, but it
okay,
was pretty recently that they came to Arrowhead.
okay. All right.
And if I'm not mistaken, they might have even played in Dallas between those two games as well. So we played them a few times uh, just based on the scheduling. But the other day, you mentioned Damian Pierce got signed to the practice
Yeah.
squad for the Chiefs. So what do you think are your expectations for him? Do you think he'll make the flight down to Dallas to be ready and available for this game?
Hey, you know what Damian Pierce has going for him?
What's
Fresh
that?
legs.
Hey, there you go.
Fresh
There
legs.
you go.
So
On a short week.
on a short week, I mean, I think you still bring Kareem and you still bring obviously Pacheco
Oh
if he's
yeah.
good to go. But sprinkle a little Damian Pierce in there and just see what he's got. I mean, you can draw up 5 plays or give him 5 plays. Like, hey, this is what you're going to do. We're going to hand you the ball. And you're going to run through run through.
Yeah, run through the A gap or the C
Yeah,
gap or wherever it is. Yeah, you just tell them, like, hey, this is your assignment. This is what you got to do. So,
yeah, you can give them a couple plays and just run them in there. And even if they know you're running, I mean, I felt like the Colts knew we were running the ball and it didn't matter, Like, so I think the
yeah,
Chiefs' offensive line is good enough to move guys. I mean, they had 8 in the box and the Chiefs still ran. How many times
yeah,
did Tony Romo say that? Oh, they got 8 in the box, but I think you should still run here. And yeah, that's exactly what they did. They just kept running, pounding the ball. So I think that's exactly what they're going to do. So yeah, fresh legs would be a big thing. Tell them run left, run right, run in the middle. I mean, I don't know whatever you got to do, but just hand him the ball and see what he can do,
yeah.
and help out.
Well,
So
well, I think there's two things to this. One, I think you're only going to see him
uh-huh.
if one of these other guys. Well, I guess Noah Gray is probably the most likely to be out, other than maybe Trey Smith. It doesn't look like
Yeah.
either. It's just hard to clear a concussion within 3 or 4 days,
Oh
and
yeah.
we should not try to rush him back for that either.
No.
That's something you need to recover from.
Right.
But so you could potentially have two spots open up with Trey Smith and uh and Noah
No.
Gray being out
Yeah.
with injury, and so that could open a spot for somebody like Damian Pierce, which they might not have brought him along that quickly and say, "Hey, we're just going to let you get used to our system first before we throw you in there." But the
Right.
running back position might be the easiest position to pick up, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's easy by any means, but you get the ball and say, "Hey, hit the A gap,"
Right.
between these two players on the offensive line, or go between the C gap over here, or wherever it is. Like you say, up the middle, right, left, basically the
Yeah.
same thing, right? So uh,
Exactly.
yeah. Whereas a wide receiver, you have to have timing with your quarterback. As a offensive lineman, you have to know how your quarterback moves and how his cadence for hiking the ball and
Right.
snapping it. Like all these other positions, you need so much more than the
Uh-huh.
running back position does, and so you could potentially move him up a lot faster than before. But the flip side is the part to watch for this run game is uh, Caliendo filling in for Trey Smith, because it looks like at
Yeah.
this point Trey Smith's not going to be playing at this game.
No.
So can Mike Caliendo, how is he going to fare against Quinnen Williams, who the Cowboys brought over specifically for this
Yeah.
purpose to stop the run?
Well, you're going to have a lot of help from Creed Humphrey, and I really
That's
don't think
right.
I really don't think Trey Smith will play because I read he had a high and low ankle sprain.
Oh, both.
So it
Yeah,
was
that's
both.
not
So I
good.
mean, it's like in the high, I mean, like the low ankle, you would think, hey, there's a possibility, but as soon as they start talking about high ankle, especially for an offensive lineman, I mean, because you are
Yeah.
planting on that foot all the time. And it was just terrible to see, him get rolled up on like that. So it was a bad deal. But yeah, I think you just kind of rest him and kind of, hey, let him come back. And I don't even know if he'll get on the plane because you worry about the swelling,
Yeah.
and things like that. So
Well, if
same with Noah
it
Gray. You don't want I mean, I doubt he makes a trip down either with the
right,
concussion. So
right. And with a high ankle sprain, he'll most likely miss more than one game then too.
yeah.
So it would be very uh man, very foreseeable that he could potentially miss a whole month of games and maybe come back for the playoffs. So not that I want that. I'd hope that he'd be able to come back sooner, but
Yeah.
you just don't know how bad that high ankle sprain is, I guess, at this point. So how many times do the Chiefs need to carry the ball in this game in order to be balanced like they were against the Colts? Because
You,
last game they ran it 41 times. Do you expect them, or do they need to run it 41 times again?
yes.
Oh man, yes. All right, that's pretty
Yeah,
high.
I think you found your recipe, right? I think you stayed on the field. You had you let your defense rest, and I think the defense played better. I mean, I guess I have to go back and watch the tape. Like, why wasn't Daniel Jones able to make passes, right? Because it wasn't like we were getting pressure immediately in his face. I mean, I think we did get pressure. I know Chris Jones hurried him up a couple times, just because he got through the line and things like that. But it was like, why did they, how come they didn't beat us anyway?
Oh, I'll tell
But
you.
I
I'll tell
felt,
you why. Because Daniel Jones is a fraud. So, all
yeah,
right.
well, I just think like, yeah, you're missing. I mean, the Colts, the poor Colts, they have just gone through the quarterbacks, haven't they? Matt
Yeah,
Ryan,
they
Philip
have.
Rivers,
Yeah.
Carson Wentz. Yeah,
Ever
just,
since Andrew Luck retired, they have been searching and they haven't found him
yeah.
yet. And we know that's like because the Chiefs went through that for
Oh, yeah.
years. I mean, we had Trent Green, and after Trent Green, we could not find our quarterback. We thought we
No,
had a Matt Castle for a couple of years, then we realized, well, that's not it. So I mean,
no, that is
we
not it.
know what that's like, and it is rough as a fan to
Yeah,
not have that position solidified. So it is a blessing to be a Chiefs fan and to have a guy like Patrick Mahomes in there slinging it and dealing it like he
yeah,
can. And so with the Chiefs going up against the Cowboys and with the defense coming off a short week too, I think that
yeah.
running game is going to help everybody. So I don't know that we need to necessarily run it 41 times.
No,
That's pretty high, but
yeah,
if we can hit the 30 mark,
yeah,
that would be fantastic. I think that's the mark you need to try to go for is 30.
right,
I wouldn't necessarily say we do it like last game, give them all to one guy.
right.
If Kareem Hunt's body can hold up and he can do it, by all means, do it,
Yeah,
I guess, right? You don't want to waste him if we can potentially make the playoffs, but at this point, you got to play to win the games and not worry about the playoffs until you're
yeah.
in the playoffs, because right now we're not there. So,
Yeah, I
but
definitely think I think I read where we ran it on first down like 16 times. And so I do think
that's
like
pretty
that was
good.
yeah, that was like a big thing. And so I think like I think you always pound the drum is like just being balanced, right? We just don't
Yeah.
want to be, 40 throws and 15 runs, right? Let's just be balanced. It'll be closer to like, 35-20 or 25-30, whatever it would be, where we're just a little more balanced in the game than always dependent on Patrick because we've noted that we feel like we're making him do way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to be within 10 or maybe 15 at the most, but 10 to
Yeah,
15 in a balanced game between the
right.
run and the pass. So I'm okay with passing. You got Patrick Mahomes, a $500 million quarterback,
Yeah, yeah,
literally.
yeah.
So I'm okay with passing it, but you're going to help him out by running the ball. So,
Right.
but then we got this Cowboys offense, and this Cowboys offense, I'm telling you, I think they can score with anybody. I
Yes.
mean, they got a great offense over there, and they brought in George Pickens. They already had CD Lamb, and now they got
Yeah.
Javonte Williams that's running well. So, what do we do with the Chiefs defense trying to stop that?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to focus on the pass. I think they like passing more than they do running at this point in the year, and so because of those two wide receivers, and they're both kind of divas, and so if they don't get the ball, they kind of start throwing fits a little bit. So I think they like to pass, and so yeah, I think our corners are going to have to. Watson's been playing well, so he's going to have a big game. Going to have a big game, and then McDuffie's going to have to big game, and those are both big wide receivers, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say CD's like 6'5", and George is like 6'4". but I don't know.
Yeah.
I could
Uh,
be.
sure. That sounds right to me. I have
Oh,
no
okay.
idea. I have no idea what their height is, but
All right, but I just feel like they're both big guys where they can catch anything basically.
yeah. Well, the Cowboys have the number four scoring offense in the NFL. They're averaging a little over 29 points a game,
Wow.
uh, which they need to because their defense is the
Yeah.
second worst defense in the league, giving up a little over 28 points a game. So
Okay.
they're right there neck and neck. And for reference, the Chiefs' offense is putting up a little over 25 points a game. And so their defense, the Chiefs' defense, that is on the other side,
Uh-huh.
they're one of the better teams in the NFL. They're only giving up a little over 18 points a game, which is fourth best in the NFL.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs defense looks good.
yeah,
And looks good that
if they can continue against the Cowboys, what they ended with the Colts,
yeah.
we'll be in good shape. And so the difference is, yes, they have Javonte Williams who can run the ball, but their biggest weapons are the passing game rather than the rushing game.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and so here's what I think the Chiefs have to do to win this game. First, they have to put pressure on Dak Prescott, and I'm going to say this every week until we get this figured out because if
yeah.
I've said this before, but I'll just briefly say it again. If you can pressure the quarterback, it helps your secondary so much. If you can't, your secondary, it's only a matter of time before somebody gets open. And
Yeah.
we've seen that a lot over the last few weeks. So we have to get pressure on the quarterback. The other thing I have, run the ball at least 25 times. 30 would be better,
Okay.
but run the ball at least 25 times. And then I'm also going to put out there, get out to a lead. If we can play at the lead, we play so much better, including our defense,
Yeah.
playing with the lead rather than playing from behind.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing. Agree with all those things. I would just say the one thing I think they have to do is they have to win the toss and take the ball.
The Chiefs do?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're changing your strategy
I'm
here.
changing my strategy here to win the toss and take the ball and
Yeah.
score. I think that would be, I think, kind of like, put a little fear. And I think maybe like an 8-minute drive would be great.
Yeah, that'd be
Just to start the game,
fantastic.
just an 8-minute drive, just walking down the field with a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that's going to take the air out of the entire Cowboys bench from the start. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that, all for it. So, all right, this game I got the Chiefs winning it in a close one. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5, if that helps you
Yeah.
out. But I got the Chiefs winning this one, 28-24.
28-24. Isn't that crazy to think that like we're favored on the road? I mean, we are favored against an 8-2 team. We're favored going to Dallas. They just came off a huge divisional win. Yeah. So I'm
It's
going.
Yeah, it's
I mean
crazy that the Chiefs, especially before this game, they had a losing record for several weeks there. They had a 500 record for a few weeks. They had a winning record for a couple weeks too. But it seems like just about every game we've played in, the Chiefs have still been favored, even though as far as the people across the NFL and talking heads go, the Chiefs have should have been buried already, but the Chiefs are still
yeah,
the
yeah,
favorite.
yeah. So the Chiefs have not done a very good job at covering
No.
the spread, and so I'm going 31-28
All
Chiefs.
right. 31-28 Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that moves to the pick six, and Dale is catching up with me here. So, again, do not take any advice that we give
No,
on this because you will lose.
you will lose all your money.
I might have a winning record right now, but it is slowly creeping up to be below 500, and I would be shocked if either one of us had a 500 or better record by the end of the season. But who knows? Maybe we get
Maybe.
lucky. So. Right now, Dale is sitting at 30-34, and I'm sitting at 34-30. So
Okay. All
we
right. I
got
am.
so we got the Chiefs at 3.5. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to the Cowboys, uh,
Okay.
because every time I pick against the Chiefs or against the spread, I tend to
Yeah.
lose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the opposite way of the spread this
Yeah.
week.
That's where I'm going. I'm going Cowboys as well, just because of the Chiefs do not do well covering the spread. They win the games, but they just never cover the spread.
That is true. So, all right, Mahomes rushing yards. So,
Okay.
this is something we've talked about previously, but I am a big proponent of him rushing the ball
Right.
more. Don't know if he will, but Mahomes rushing 21.5 rushing yards,
All right. Did you say groin or quad?
growing,
Growing.
growing, however you say it.
Yeah, the groin.
I'm not educated enough to say it, but
Okay. So I'm gonna go under. I'll go under. I'll go under the under.
All right. I'm going to take the over. And I
Okay.
think part of that reason, if Rasheed Rice doesn't being out, if Trey
Uh-huh.
Smith is out, there might be a little more pressure and Mahomes might be forced to run a little bit more. So we'll see.
All right.
Got George Pickens at 75 and a half receiving yards. I'll take the under in that one. I think the defense is going to step up a little bit.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't have 75 yards. I'm going to the under as well.
All right. Javonte Williams is the uh, highest pick you can get to
Yeah.
score a touchdown in this game. So we're just going to pick him for one touchdown, the Dallas running back.
Yeah, he'll get it.
All right. I'm going to say that he won't get it just
All
to
right.
be opposite a little bit here. Uh, it'll be close. And I just think that the Chiefs' run defense,
Yeah.
unless he breaks a big one, I think they'll stop that. So, uh, Travis Kelce, this is not receiving yards, but just receptions total. So,
Okay.
5.5 receptions. I'll go and take the over because I think if Rasheed Rice is out, they might try to feed
All
him a
right.
little bit more.
I mean, like old Travis Kelce is still getting double teamed. Can you believe that? I mean, like
I
they are
know it's
still
crazy.
doubling him. The
Still a
Colts
threat.
still a threat. So I'm going to take the under. I think he gets 6, but he doesn't get 7.5.
All right, we got our last one here, Kareem Hunt. So again, Pacheco could be back for this game, so
Right?
it might skew your thought on this a little bit. But Kareem Hunt total rushing yards 34 and a half.
Give me the over. Kareem's getting
All right.
them.
All right, I'm going to take the over as well because I think even if Pacheco's back,
Yeah.
they might try to limit him just a little bit, just so he doesn't
Right.
re-injure that. Uh,
But Kareem Hunt had like one of his longest runs of the year, right? The last 2 years.
he
Yeah.
had to have, right?
Yeah, I think he had like an 18-yard run.
I mean, I can't think of any other time he's run that far, so it's got to be. But there might have been one last year, or maybe earlier this year, that I think he ran
Yeah.
one for around 20, but 18 is definitely in the top five for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
So
There you
could be
go.
even more. Who knows? But I just, yeah, I think that's a pretty good bet there. That's one of the best runs he's had in the last couple of years. So, all right. So I got to ask you this is our
Okay.
Thanksgiving game. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food to have?
Oh my
I mean,
good.
are you a turkey guy? You more of a ham guy? Or
Well,
are you more of like, I got to get some sides, got to get me some mashed potatoes here.
so let's see. 5 years ago, my family is just like, why do we eat turkey? It's terrible. Why don't we eat something good? So we've been doing brisket here lately, and that is a lot better than turkey. I'll tell you what. So
It
and I know
absolutely is.
it's not very Thanksgiving brisket, but I tell you what, turkeys are always dry or they're whatever they are. I just don't think like yeah. Anyway, so we always do brisket, but I'm probably more of a ham guy because the ham sandwich after the next day is so good.
Mm.
But I'm big on mashed potatoes, so like good mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm not a huge fan of turkey either. I'll eat it.
yeah,
I got to get some gravy with it though, because as you said, it is tend to be rather dry. I got to have something to help
yeah.
wash it down a little bit with. But I'm definitely more a ham than a turkey guy. Man, I need to get my feeling on that brisket train though.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
need. We're gonna have conversation for next year. So, but yeah, I'm a big mashed potatoes guy. I got to have some gravy with my mashed potatoes. I know
Okay.
some people they're like, just give me the mashed potatoes. I don't need any gravy, just the potatoes. I'm like.
Yeah.
I mean, the potatoes are fine, but why do that when you can make it better with gravy? So
Are you brown gravy or white gravy?
I'm not prejudiced. I'll eat either one. So I like them both. I don't know that I have a preference. So
Okay. All right. All right.
they're both good. So
Yeah.
it just depends on who makes it, I guess, because I've had
There you
good
go.
brown gravy. I've had bad brown gravy. Same
Yeah.
for white gravy. I've had good and bad of that. So it just depends on who's making it and
Yeah.
what all they use for their ingredients, I guess. So,
There you go. There you
but
go.
yeah,
All right.
it's going to be a good Thanksgiving. We always enjoy getting together as our
Yeah.
family. I don't know if you guys have any traditions. We sometimes participate in a little.
So-
I don't know if I'd say friendly. It's kind of competitive, but
Yeah.
we have a ping pong tournament sometimes,
Oh,
and
okay.
so we do little singles, little doubles, and do that. So it's a lot of fun. If you've never
There you go.
participated in some of those before, the doubles is fun just because when you're doing with somebody else and you get
Yeah.
some competitive guys who are way past their prime trying to do this, it is quite hilarious as well.
There you go. Yeah. The tradition we do is that on Friday we'll cut down our Christmas tree. So that's what we'll do. We'll go.
Oh,
So it's
there
really
you
like a
go.
Christmas tradition, but It's the day after Thanksgiving. We go cut down a Christmas tree, so it should be a good time.
All right. So at this point, are you cutting it down or are you letting your son cut it down?
He cuts it down, and the girls carry it. So I don't do anything but just get them there. So
That's right. You pay for the gas money, right?
yeah, there you
So
go. Yeah, so I make them all participate. So
there you
yeah,
go. I like it. I like it. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and
yep,
everybody else as well. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners, all over the world,
all
literally.
over.
So we
Yeah,
got them coming in from everywhere. So if I could speak some German or I don't know, French for all those for you Canadian people and for wherever else you're coming from, in the Ukraine even, right? So
yeah,
wherever you're
yeah.
coming from, if I could speak your language, I'd say hello. Maybe we'll work on that for another time. But we appreciate you tuning in here and joining us and listening to this podcast with some family-friendly atmospheres. We're looking forward to the Thanksgiving game, the Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. I also have some family that lives down in Dallas. They're not Dallas fans, but they live in the area, and so just rub it in just a little bit more. I mean, they're Broncos fans. So I don't know if you
Oh
can really
man,
trust them, anyways.
that's
But
even worse.
I know it is
The
worse. It's
Cowboys
much
fans.
worse. It's much worse. Living in Dallas, Texas, as a Broncos fan, so
Yeah,
it just I don't know. I just pray for them, people. Just
that's
pray for
right.
them. They need to see the light. So hey, well, thanks for joining us in this episode of the Kingdom Corner. We're so glad you joined us. As always, this episode is brought to you by Oh Hey Threads. You can get your own super soft tee or hoodie at ohheythreads.com, and every purchase you make there goes to support missions all over the world. We'll see you next time right here in the Kingdom Corner.